What's going on? What is going on, everyone? It is your boy, Kittymon here. Kittymon? Kittymon? Kittymon, bro. Monsieur Kitty. Kitty King. That sounds wild. Either way, today we are back on 5 hours of sleep. So, we're getting an extra long Horizon Forbidden West stream in today. Why? Why am I on 5 hours of sleep? Because I casually woke up. I literally woke up and I was gonna get 6 hours of sleep, but instead I woke up an hour before my alarm even went off. It was like an hour and a half before my alarm even went off, so it's like 4.5 hours of sleep. I don't know. I literally woke up 20 minutes ago. I ate a bagel, drank some water. Cherry Gotcha, welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a wonderful day, evening, whatever time it is for you. I hope it is pleasant. I got myself me soda. I got myself some water. I ate a bagel. I went to the bathroom, and we're gonna be playing some Horizon Forbidden West this morning. I literally woke up fresh from the bed 5 minutes ago. Dude, honestly, I feel pretty much the same, except it was like 20 minutes ago. And I I don't even, was it 20 minutes ago? I think it was 20 minutes ago. Something like that. Either way, that's crazy that you just woke up and you decided, hey, I'm gonna go click on this random dude's stream. I hope you slept well. Ooh. Aw, man. Either way, that is crazy. A Mountain Dew 20 minutes after waking up. Dude, I remember there was times where, so like I'd be in school, right? And so I was on like sports teams and whatnot. And basically what ends up happening was some of those days we would have to wake up super early to be to school super early for either like morning practice or um if it's on a weekend, needing to leave early to go on a bus ride all the way down to like a couple hours worth of a bus ride to get to where we're supposed to go. So we'd have to wake up super early on like a Saturday or something to go. But I remember waking up for some of those early morning days on like pretty much zero sleep, right? I'd wake up, jump out of a bunk bed. I had a bunk bed when I grew up, and I was always on the top bunk. I'd jump off the bunk bed, grab my phone, turn off my alarm, head into the kitchen, and just shotgun a Mountain Dew, basically, right? First thing in the morning. Like, it is, I don't know how I was not able to do that. Yeah, I get zero sleep on school days. Let's go. That's always a random vibe. Like, it's not a pleasant vibe, but it is a vibe nonetheless. But yeah, make sure everyone's taking care of themselves. Um, yeah, I think I on woke up on 6 school days. Yeah, school days. I remember I had to be to school by 5:30 some days in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. And there were days where I went to bed between, I was really good at it actually for a little while, but going to bed at 10 or at least being in bed at 10. But I remember come like my junior and senior year of high school, I'd be going to bed at like anywhere between 10, very commonly 11 o'clock, but then closer to like midnight, 1 a.m. sometimes. Like, man, it was crazy. So, because school started at 8. Yeah, school started at 8 for me as well. But either way, without further ado, I think we're going to pop into some Horizon. This game is heavily story based, if you have never seen it before. So there is a lot of dialogue, and that means I'm probably just going to be reacting to a lot of the dialogues, which, I mean, hopefully it's enjoyable for you, but yeah, very, very much so heavily dialogue based story. I feel like you get to high school, you forget everything you learned in elementary school from 6 down. Low key, that is so true. My senior year of high school, I took, instead of going on to calculus, instead of going on to that, I ended up taking a college math class, which sounds crazy, but honestly, all it was just recapping everything you learned from the very beginning all the way up to high school. So the first chunk of the class, like the first quarter of this class, was nothing but super easy material, stuff that you didn't even really need to pay attention in class for. And then it was like all of a sudden you just got to a point where it's like, what are we learning right now? Like, even though you've learned it previously, it's like, oh, this is like, I need to remember how to do this, kind of. So I don't know. I feel like my school was kind of all over the place with classes. I actually barely almost graduated, so I didn't get to enjoy a lot of the senior powwows. That's even a proper term for that, but we do like a camping out in the, like, the seniors plan all this stuff themselves, but I know we TP'd the school. Actually, we had like a bunch of people go out, buy a bunch of toilet paper, start TPing up the school. Another one was camping in the parking lot. People would literally bring their campers, bring tents, just do whatever, and we'd all just be camping out in the school parking lot. Who came up with that idea? I don't know, but that's like an old tradition for the school, and yeah, I don't know if they still do it or not, but basically, I didn't get to participate in any of it due to the fact that I was catching up on either videos for YouTube, or I was struggling to get by on some of my classes. And my classes, my senior year was mostly freshman classes, but it wasn't really enjoyable because seniors get 3 weeks at the very end of the school year where they just don't have to go to school because they're graduated. And a lot of my classes were like freshman classes, so the teachers didn't really understand that, hey, seniors get out way early, so they were still assigning like month-long projects, because obviously the kids who weren't graduating had that entire month to do these projects, but they were assigning projects like that the week I was graduating, and the week everything was, you know, all that fun stuff was going on. So a lot of it, I just was either too tired or just didn't feel like participating in. But yeah, we TP'd the school. People slept in the, a lot of people slept in the parking lot. I'm trying to think, was there any other, like, it was a really dull year for senior pranks. I really wanted to do something crazy for a senior prank, but it was just too much work. It was too much work for me to put in to do the prank in the first place. So yeah, I don't know. But either way, where we're at in the game is we just acquired, should be in my inventory. We had just acquired the Gaia kernel for Aether, and we are going to be delivering that back to Gaia, which is a supercomputer. So, oh, this part looks cold. Yeah, we are up in the mountains currently in our little home base. So, we ended off last stream, so yesterday, we ended up we ended off last stream talking with all these guys, and I kind of got a kick out of listening to some of these people, because they're all like learning how to use their focuses and stuff, which is that like thing on the side. We have one too, but we've been using ours since we were a kid in the game. We've been using ours since we were a kid, and these guys are just now learning that this is a thing, and this is like all ancient tribes. And we were talking to this guy, and he was like learning how to play music out of it, and so I don't know, it's just kind of fun seeing all the random tech stuff going on. This game is more like tech based. Yeah, it very much is. A little bit of a backstory. So this is actually the second game in the like series. The first game was Horizon Zero Dawn, and that kind of was telling you about the Zero Dawn project and about what happened to like ancient civilization and stuff, which was modern civilization. But then a bunch of stuff happened, and then they had to kind of make like a failsafe kind of for life on Earth. And then there were some people that survived, which are the ancient, or these guys. And then there was us, who was a part of this like failsafe. And now we gotta go and do all this other stuff. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, long story short, this game is kind of like Genshin Impact. The map is definitely not as big. Oh, it even has the layers like Genshin Impact. Yo, I actually haven't really messed around with this too much, but yeah, this is the outside map right over here, and it's quite lengthy. I'm not gonna lie, it is quite a big map. Luckily, we do have a steed we can use, so that's cool. But yeah, there's a lot of side quests which we'll probably end up messing around with after the fact, but we're pretty much just going to be sticking close to the main storyline of this game, and then once we beat it, we'll probably end up going back and completing all the like random side quests, because that's kind of how I did it in the first game, and I really enjoyed the first game. So yeah.
Welcome back, Aloy. When you're ready,
this game
please
is mine.
merge ether with
What
me.
company made
Afterwards,
this?
I must discuss an important matter with you.
I want to say that's a good question. Who made Horizon Forbidden West? Forbidden West is a 20. Yeah, we're going to the Wikipedia. Action role play game. Sony Interactive Entertainment. I think I knew that. I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, this is just such a good game. I should have looped around and actually spoke to the lady instead of going straight to the main quest.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Aletheia frequency.
Aletheia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
The glowing girl brush her teeth.
Where does it lead?
To a
I don't know.
mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine.
I think it's because
It
it's
is
a
also possible
hologram, so
it is
it's
being
like kind of
broadcast by someone
radiating
or
off.
something else.
You don't think it's actually Eleuthia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Just say it says save our souls. Say that's what it means, man. I'm kind of curious about the sub function because I don't remember her mentioning it before.
Why would Eleuthia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Eleuthia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Eleuthia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be Eleuthia.
That is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
Beware, or no, it's just I don't know. I was trying to actually read the hologram stuff. I don't know where she got the 237 from. Maybe I'm just blind. I don't know. We shall investigate, however.
All right. I'll go to
why
the
not?
coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
We got these bozos tagging along. What the heck, man?
Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
How could she respond if she's a hologram? There's probably speakers in this thing. Maybe. I don't know. Dub ship? Huh? There had been people.
To unlock another room in the main living area.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
Where have I seen this before?
What? They're able to.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Cool beans. Already looted that. There's a crafting bench.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
I see.
They're crazy. Oh, that is funny though. That is funny. Okay. Let's go. I did not check out using the sharpshooter bow, but I'm also kind of not wanting to because I can't do what I would normally be able to do with my normal bow because like I'm not able to slide and move, and apparently even with the sharpshooter bow it restricts, like, so it's very accurate only when I'm standing still from what I've read and like from the description of it, I guess. I don't know if it's the description of it or if, I don't know, either way. I should be able, bristleback tusk, is it worth it? Is it worth upgrading this? I don't even really use this very much. Let's see. Definitely gonna try upgrading my armor I'm wearing. Y'all, I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. BRB in about 30. Sounds good. You'll have to let me know what random food you acquire, because that's cool. Man, so we're gonna head out and see what's up with this signal.
There she is. You ready to head out?
I don't know what food, to be honest. Yeah, that's a little bit of a vibe. I'm sure you'll get to the kitchen, you'll be like, I'm gonna have some cereal, or like, I'm gonna have some toast, or something along those lines. Either way, should be pretty good.
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
See ya. Oh wow, actual like crazy cutscene right away.
This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
That's gotta be freezing on their hands, dude. And Varl, like, wear some extra layers, my guy.
Merman.
What is that?
What the hell?
Huh.
Well, that takes the keg.
She's definitely not dead yet.
See if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith. Well, there are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Almost didn't make it.
We fought more than just the one at once last time around, but
Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield. But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she can make it come and go at will. But it's gone now.
Yeah. Well, go do your thing. I'll wait here.
No way this person's not like... She's definitely not like dead. Examine Spectre?
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is.
Forge. What a mess.
Search small supply cache. The heck? Stalker dart gun.
Have a look around. I'll wait here.
Can't enter this location. What the heck, man? At least it's not like Paimon jumping out, being all like, "Oh, let's explore this area later." You know? Yeah, those things, like, bro. What exactly am I supposed to be looking at right now? Oh, up that way. Charged a weapon.
Forge.
A fox? Sorry, little bro. Missed. You can survive.
An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else.
Oseram with the focus? Huh? What? That's a little on the confusing side. But I suppose these guys have been like rallying troops and whatnot, so. Examine charged weapon.
The weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off. Weapon of unknown design, damage beyond repair. Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? All right. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
Eren Yeager. Verbena.
Rebels, an Oseram, a Zenith,
The
and a
Banuk can
freaky
survive
machine.
freezing? So can I.
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up. All so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
She was searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? Eleuthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl.
Like, I'm just saying, no way this person's like dead. Right? Like, look at that. It's like a white lining over him. This person has purple lining over them, and these ones don't have any of them because they're dead. This one on the other hand has like a white thing over top. No way she's not like dead, right? Bro, what are you doing? I don't think I've ever used that thing before. I still cannot craft that. Alright, Varl, what's up?
That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go.
So if up to temporary show the HUD. I'm really curious if this actually works or not. Like, I genuinely don't know. I mean, it kind of works. SOS.
There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
I'm still thinking they might have been after, or at least they might be after, trying to find a place to put Gaia, kind of like how we have at the moment. Ooh. Yo, they got forklifts. Some janky looking forklifts. So I'm supposed to go that way. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna head that way. Some loot over here.
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console. I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed. This was a Far Zenith research lab. Looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthia's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
Essa is probably. I don't know. I don't think it would be me because they already have their own version of me.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up.
We do like our explosions. Beware of, what was it, 107 or something like that? I see loot. I see loot. Ancient metal eye. Okay, Varl, you're gonna need to move. Thank you. I'm gonna do a little backtracking. I'm gonna head up these stairs. Whether or not anything's up here, I don't know. Come on, you could totally squeeze through there, man. Whoa.
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith,
Hazmat suits.
probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Got another metal eye. That I thought was something I could scan, but it is not.
Ectogenic chambers. Like the ones I saw inside a Zero Dawn cradle facility.
What were they
This
for?
keeps on going. Remember when I told you I was made, not born? This is how.
A machine that makes a person. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Crazy. Entry data waypoint. Daniel McGill. Having a last name of McGill would be crazy. January 8th, 2065. Claire. She been on a call with me with Zero Dawn, however, negotiated its deal with them was ingenious. A bunch of old tech collecting dust and storage in exchange for a copy of all human knowledge. Talk about a bargain. And the guy heading up the Eleuthia sub-functions, Patrick Brochard. How did they even come up with these people's names? That's what my question is. That's my question. Either way, you could practically see sparkles in the dude's eyes when he was bombarding us with follow-up questions on the ecogenic chamber design. It was like we were waving catnip in front of them. Anyways, they're requesting additional materials on nutrition delivery. Higher-ups gave the go-ahead, so send over everything we have. Brochard Clean will probably see his will probably pee his pants with glee. That is crazy, dude. Dan saying some wacky things. What is that? It is a heavily blast door, heavily shield seal. This definitely looks like the next, like, 45. What does that say? To SOS. I don't know. Either way, we're gonna go check out the other room real quick. Can I mess with this? No, I can't. Yeah, we're gonna go check out the rooms real quick that we go this way? No, we go this way. Sliding into them DMs. Open up this door. Head in here. Give me the loot.
Find anything that might tell us what the asset is?
I don't think so.
I don't know. August 19, 2064. This wasn't in the same year, I don't think, as the previous one we just read. Seen a significant improvement, decreasing the time between touch-ups. Commercially available treatment like osameth. I got no idea what those words mean, man. I got no idea. As for the Milix team, the latest results from their neuropsych. What? Okay, we're googling this. We're googling this. What the frick does this word mean? How do you even pronounce it? Neuropsych. It's not psychology. It's definition. Because it says neuro, so that's like brain. Neuro. Kind of. So neuropsycho. Either way, definition. There's a single definition. It's a noun. The psychology, the physiology, neurophysiology. That's what it is, not psychology. The physiology of the nervous system is what that means. And for anyone who is wondering what physiology means, is the branch of biology that deals with normal functions of living organisms and their parts. So basically the study of people's nervous system. And if you don't know what nerves are, nerves is what like lets you feel things, like, I guess from my knowledge, it's like the part of you that sends electric signals to certain parts of your body to move. It's very wacky. Very wacky that stuff is. Latest result from their neuropsychology experiment seems promising, and with the supplementary data provided by our Tokyo facility, we seem to be closing in on functional first generation implements. Meanwhile, our friends in Zurich have sent over their findings on the WBE mix results. A couple of promising yada yada yada. I don't know. Data corrupted. It is cool learning about all the different, like, learning about all the random stuff that the game's got going. What is this one? Did I read this one already? Even if it didn't, I'm good. It's in our focus. We can go back and read it at a later time if we really wanted to. Yeah, so we went down here. No, there was still more, right? There's still more in this room, right? So we went down here. Then we had to take a left, and then we had to go up these stairs, and there's another door, which I had yet to be in.
This place is huge.
Oh,
Some kind of storage room, maybe.
I see, I
Maybe
see.
the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around. So, how is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus. It's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure. The control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
I feel like this facility isn't gonna have anything regarding specifically the asset, but it'll probably give us that information at some point. Like, yes, this is kind of what is hinting at the asset. Because usually they say asset just so people don't know exactly what the asset is, you know? There's a lot of random loot here, dude. What you want to bet?
Those look like ectogenic chambers.
Oh,
There must be hundreds of them.
that's
Why
crazy.
would Far Zenith need so many?
I found some data that said they planned to take them into space, but they shut the project down. And later they traded some with Zero Dawn for a copy of the Apollo database.
So these were extras.
Yeah, maybe.
Like the fact that I can just like glide at the floor, basically. I think this was kind of where we were over at prior. Probably all the loot, right? And this is staircase. Or not staircase, but you know what I meant. Enter code.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right. I should check the log.
So we're able to literally just pull up any kind of code we want.
236 containers in storage. Please.
How about this?
The very first one.
Again.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
Okay, let's try this.
No way they programmed this for every single one, right?
Nothing. What about that number in the distress signal?
Don't worry about it. I'll get to it.
Maybe
I'll get to it, man. Surely someone's had to go and do this, right?
Nothing.
Someone has had to go through it.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
how about this?
Come on.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236. You could do 2, 3, 4.
Okay, let's try this.
Bruh. They had to have like some kind of Easter egg, right? Hologram data point. Gold Mountain. Stress signal 237.
What about that number in the distress signal?
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236 are in storage. Why is there more than 236, man? That's wild. That's crazy. It's me.
Aloy,
Basically.
it's you. Skin's like ice.
Imagine the other version.
Cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsiness. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo now. But at least I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed, or this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye.
Huh.
So she's...
She's still alive.
We need to get her back to...
Oh shit, they can fly? Aloy! Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to Varl and the clone.
Prepare for battle. How am I supposed to prepare for the battle when I don't really know exactly what I'm supposed to be preparing for? There's like no hiding spots up in here either.
Here it comes!
Prepare for battle. It gave me enough time, I guess. Kill the Spectre. Where? Oh.
Ugly one, are you?
Ooh.
I should scan that thing. See if it has any weak spots.
Explosive, explosive, detachable, detachable, detachable. That's something. Weak spot. Okay, It's got some weapons and some weak spots. Valor on impact. Okay, so it looks like the weak spots are...
Still in this fight.
Mommy. Yikes. I feel like in the first game, I utilized my melee attacks a lot more than this one. For futuristic weapon, this thing isn't doing a whole lot of damage. I say that now, but it's probably got half health or something like that. Half health ability. If I can detach that, that would be super handy. This thing is kinda stupid. Although, to be fair, we have pelted this thing with like 100 arrows, so... yeah, I'll just tank that. I would absolutely love to be able to get one of those things to fall off. One of the, cannons it's got on. So it places like these random crystals of sorts. Welcome back. We were able to figure out what that signal was all about. Ooh, did that... oh, that didn't even stun him? Oh, that's lame. Ugh. That is a that's a Spectre. It's a futuristic thing from, so basically, right, there were some people long ago in this game, right, and they left Earth and they went to a different planet, went to a different solar system, and now they're back to basically kill everyone on Earth so they could take it for themselves. Yeah. There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of lore. But yeah, this is just basically one of the machines that I'm not doing a very good job at dodging. I'm gonna see about... Come on. I'll play Roblox while listening to this. Oh, I can't chat. All is good. Just gotta keep hitting this thing. Looks like its attack pattern kind of changed up a little bit though. Yeah, so it looks like this thing doesn't actually get stunned. Which... That's tragic. Come on, you can drink some heals while moving, please. Oh, it's actually stunned. Let's go. I'm going for some critical strikes. Couple of critical strikes. Sheen killed.
Are you okay, Aloy?
Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got
Crystal
it. I'll
braiding.
follow once the coast is clear.
Spectre Pulse Cannon. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Usually when we destroy machines, their parts and stuff completely like are gone off of their like body. But looks like with this one we're able to just like
Now this'll do some damage.
pick up 5 different heavy weapon types. Achievement unlocked. Yeah, so usually when we destroy enemies, it will basically take away the ability of us breaking pieces and parts off it, but I think we can... That thing is kinda crazy. I like the little...
No more ammo.
thing.
Gotta get back up top and deal with that other Spectre. I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Okay. Took on one of those things. I don't have any more medicinal herbs for healing. I do have 2 potions, but you... I don't know if it's a perk or not, but...
Aaron!
Yeah, the Spectre's dug its seals in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight, I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
And my boy Aaron dies. That's gonna be tragic.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron. Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Shields down! Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
The second you need me, I'm there.
I could use it against the Spectre.
I'm definitely not going through the whole, Oh, where'd the cannon go, dude? There's a cannon I ran right past.
Hey, watch this. Idiot meets hammer. Need help, Aloy?
That is rather lame. I could have sworn there was a... Not a propulsion cannon. It was like a different type of weapon over here. I died. Okay. I'm thinking it'll probably end up putting me. Yeah.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
And the second you need me.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. It's got some kind of shield up. I'll sneak around behind it. It'll be a tough fight if I take. A heavy weapon.
Okay. I'm gonna alt and then okay, so that weapon is over there.
Shield's down. It's on the move.
Okay. Silent strike. Heavy strike. Couple of normal swings, heavy strike. Take some damage and hopefully not die.
Heavy weapon. I could use it against the Spectre.
Okay.
Sorry, Aloy.
What did he just say? Magic. So yeah, it seems like any of the gold parts are weak spots on this thing, which is all just like the underside of its armor.
Got it.
I'm just gonna do some harvesting real quick. Man, dude, these things are actually insane. I say that as it's like it's stuck in the wall almost. I'm gonna grab that cannon again.
Pain subsiding.
Wherever I drop that thing. Did they really lose us? What the heck?
Now we're talking. Hey!
Let's go.
She's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer. But we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon.
Are we gonna get him? How are we gonna get this lady down the mountain,
Figure out
bro?
how that thing works. Maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all.
I don't know who she is, but no. She's not dying. She's not dying. I mean, she is, but we'll get her healed up, I think. Girl is dying. Yeah. Should be a-okay, I think. Hopefully.
No. Damn it. Well, it's better than nothing.
We got a random ball.
I need to get
That
the
was a
weapon
fun
fragment
little-
to Gaia to analyze.
That was a fun
If we
little
can
side
replicate
quest.
it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
Anybody seen one of my machine strike pieces around?
Why don't you check the cache? Maybe you left it there when you dropped off all that ale.
Oh. Hope it didn't get stained.
Erend? You okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of me now.
Right, there's two of you now. At least you seem to be handling it okay.
I wouldn't say that.
To be
exactly,
fair.
but I'm trying.
To be fair, it's not really two of me. It's more so a twin. Like, so we were created in a machine, right? They also were created in a machine with pretty much the exact same DNA. So we're literally just identical twins. Doesn't mean we're the same person. It's literally just the fact that I don't know. I guess identical twins aren't really a thing in this universe, I guess. Like, I don't know, man.
Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better if Zoe and Varl took care of her. No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
It seems pretty legit. Going out in the middle of a lightning storm, going to the tallest point, wearing a bunch of metal. Yeah, that's gonna end well, man.
What are you working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little symbols, they give me a headache. But I'll get up to speed, I promise.
I have to get going.
Don't go causing too much trouble.
Aloy, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just, checking up on how everyone's doing.
You mean after meeting someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you, down in the basement? Guess this must be even stranger for you than it is for us, huh?
A little.
Varl said she may be able to help us in our mission, though.
Maybe. You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt. I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down there like that. She looks like she's barely seen the light of day as it is.
What else have you been up to?
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings, the subfunctions. I wanted to understand why one of them would do what they did to Fa. Imagine my surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current troubles.
That's why we have to make Gaia whole again. Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Aether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like Stormbirds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those Stormbirds in line. I need to get going.
That's
May the
crazy,
land
dude.
bloom in your steps.
That's crazy. So, Stormbirds used to help out.
Aloy, there are more supplies in the chest.
Thanks,
Help
man.
yourself. Where have I seen this before?
Bro is jamming out. Bro is jamming out. But no, so Stormbirds, right? They could like manipulate weather. And so they were called Stormbirds because they would bring like lightning and stuff to areas that needed weather. Something along those lines, from my understanding. That's kind of crazy. Scrapper radar. I feel like we could get those fairly easily. Plow horns, I don't really know where to find. Unless I do. Yeah, I don't know. Acid bristlebacks. Acid claw strider. Those things look like velociraptors. Watcher, Thunderjaw. I do like the fact that everything is all mapped out for us pretty easily, though. I wonder if there's any more. So we did go ahead and do one of the cauldrons a while back. There was this cauldron. I can filter. Cauldrons. So I filtered everything for cauldrons, and it doesn't seem like we know where another one is at the moment. Oh, there's another one up here. I see. Are there really only 2 cauldrons in this entire game? Oh. I had no idea. What? I'm tired, man. But guess what? Today's my Friday. So that's cool. They said they brought her downstairs.
Huh. The door's unlocked now. Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
This place has to be comfortable, man. Because they got like AC regulators and everything. Well, technically it would be heat because we're in the middle of the mountains and there's a lot of snow outside. So, you know, there's probably central heat function in this place. Looks like elevator. Does the elevator work? Why are you... Okay.
Aloy, glad you made it back okay.
Oh, so this leads upstairs. I see, I see.
She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
It's primitive?
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
How can they still be alive?
What?
They don't even look...
What?
What did they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my
The music's
purpose was to fix
ramping
it.
up. This is going
But I don't
crazy.
think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
Dang, dude. That is, that's crazy. I kind of want to learn about her escape,
How did you
though.
escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run, I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed. outside the facility.
Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send
So
Elizabeth
she's
back to
actually
base,
dead?
I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Luthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database, before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating.
I was gonna say, from like a coding perspective, so during that little like dialogue cutscene thing, Aloy went to go sit down. I was curious if they were going to allow me to pick more options while she was sitting down, or if she would get back up, basically. But like, I wonder how like they had to program all the cutscenes. That's something I never really fully understood in games. Like, I know nowadays they like put you in like an actual room, like you are physically acting out some of these things. Like they have like all those like white weird like almost like ping pong balls stuck to you, and that like it takes a picture, or it takes like a video, and the video compiles your body's movements based off of those ping pong balls, and then puts it into a computer, and then the computer analyzes it, and then it's able to simulate like actual people movement and everything. I know that's how they do stuff like that now in like cutscenes and in video games and stuff, or at least in some video games. But actually like take that, plop it into a computer, and then move it around in the like game. Man, dude, crazy. I don't know what I'm thinking about, but yeah. I was just gonna say, even just programming me being able to choose the options, but then if I'm speaking with the person and then I go somewhere else in the game and it lets me choose more options, like I feel like all of this is just like a if and statement or something like that. If player chooses this option, run this bit of dialogue with this amount of like whatever, like with this amount of movement, or like basically the game telling the characters to do whatever they want it to do. Either way.
So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them?
They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know.
I'm still having a hard time processing that that verbatim person is like actually dead. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think so.
You mentioned the Zenith set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine lures. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit. Plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space. Other survivors of the colony.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age too. So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what.
So that Ted Faro guy might still be alive.
Why? Why kill everyone just to take over?
When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want.
Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it?
They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit.
I see.
So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Yeah, well, surprise. All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or...
So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaia's fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single...
To a single location, of course not! You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are. You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake.
That's crazy.
They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything, everyone, are gonna die.
Hey, calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
That's insane.
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry. Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
Rude, man.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
That's crazy.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia.
That's crazy, man. Cause we were literally like, bruh, man, that's just like salt in the wound. Like this person needs to hop off her high horse, man. She needs to go back. That's stupid, man. She doesn't know what we've been through.
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate.
I totally
with us.
forgot about that dude. That dude.
It was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Eleuthia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better get back out there.
I wish you luck on your search.
Right. Thanks, Gaia. So I guess we won't be making use of Sylens' weapon.
Follow Beta's distress signal and
Another clone
brought her back to. Oh, that was okay.
Can't let
Achievement.
him distract me. I still have 2 more subfunctions to get.
Huh. So my next question is, Sylens? Do you think Sylens is a part of that colony? Because he's the only, like, one of us, only, like, tribal person who has bodily implants and whatnot. Because he has, like, those, like, blue weaves in his skin and everything. So I wonder if he's, like, a lot older than he is. Maybe. I don't know. Shambles, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good night? Question mark? I think it's nighttime for you. Either way. Talk to these hooligans.
Hey, you and Aaron okay?
Nothing some rest can't take care of. Are you okay? This beta thing.
Working? Ah, I see.
Just trying to take it one step at a time.
Fair enough. If you need anything, just let me know.
What's this dude training
So
on?
enjoying yourselves.
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas for a gift, and to thank her for helping me study the glyphs. Something from the old world that she's never seen before. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed animals. You ask me, stuffing a dead animal with anything, really, doesn't sound like a good time for anybody.
Maybe Gaia can help you find something else.
That's crazy.
How's everyone dealing with Beta?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Aaron. He was totally lost. Then Zoe said something about 2 trees coming from 1 seed. That seemed to help a bit.
I see everyone's settling in.
Zoe's planning on bringing all kinds of plants in here. Says a home should always spring with life anew. I asked Aaron to help find some. I think he'd rather stick his head into a snap mall.
Still, it's not a bad idea. Should liven up the place.
That is cool how like we're going off on like missions and whatnot, and then as we progress through the game, they're like doing random stuff to make the base a little bit more cozy. Kind of interesting, kind of interesting. Meanwhile, this guy's just jamming out over here again. Are you good there, mate?
What's up?
I got nothing to talk to you about.
I'll keep on studying.
Keep on studying. Yeah, you keep studying, man. Oh my god. He will be into like heavy metal, like neck-breaking music. And I still think this is so cool. I wish you could kind of see more though. Like,
Snow's melting on my clothes. Great.
wait. Are there like seasons in this game? I feel like there's less snow. I feel like we can see more like grass. I feel like we could see more like greenery and whatnot. What's up with this trail?
Here I come.
Pick up some rocks.
Race? They definitely don't sound like rebels. Maybe if I follow their tracks, I can find out where they're headed. I can probably use my focus to follow the tracks those riders left behind.
Oh, right. I see. That was because there were people earlier who was riding around on... Yeah, that makes sense. And do a quick save.
Let me take a look at you, stranger.
That's a bit rude of you, ain't it? Right. Sea of Sand. Go to... Poseidons? I guess. So I guess I'm supposed to head out this way. I feel like this glider wouldn't really work out. Just because of the shape of it? I don't know. Also, I hope work is going well for you. think I said that earlier. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Either way, hopefully it's not too bad.
Stepping up for that.
Definitely gonna need to stock up on some medicinal herbs. Yeah, this should be the right way. It's a boar.
Definitely don't sound like rebels. Maybe if I follow
Peekaboo
their tracks, I
bone.
can find out where they're headed. I can probably use my focus to follow the tracks those riders left behind. Ravager on the prowl and armed for a fight.
Don't want to get like too far out of the grass in case he sees me, but at the same time, imagine you just start shooting. Come on. Really gonna make me ult just to go over to poke you in the butt? Like, come on, man. He's gonna... Dang it. Stupid. You are killed by elemental damage. Some outfits, yeah, it's all good. Gather medicinal herbs. Think they see me? It's a drive-by! Okay, never mind. That did not hit. That did not hit. I was gonna kick him, but the dude was too far away. I guess that's unfortunate. Technically, it would be a ride by, because we aren't technically driving this thing. We're riding it. So I don't know. A bunch of bristlebacks are. There we go. that one connected. $400 meters to go. Really? This this might not end well.
This must be the ruins of Las Vegas. Poseidon shouldn't be far.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're over like in Las Vegas area. Really, is this one dude following me all the way over here? Get out of here, man. These guys seem to not have a whole lot of health. I don't know. We have 6 skill points actually. Probably gonna go and use those. Increase the amount of time the machine remains overridden for. Overriding machines deal more damage. Both of which seem pretty good, but I definitely have noticed there's a lack in overriding in this game. I've only ever overridden like 2 machines so far, which is a bit on the unfortunate side. Deal more damage with heavy weapons. Energize your spear faster. I never really used the energize to begin with though. Quick strike combo can also be used to connect or break out of combos. Some of these upgrades I'm not too sure if I'm a huge fan of. But I mean, we're rolling with it. I guess I'll do extra damage for heavy weapons so that way I can get the concentration level up. Craft ammunition at a workbench using less resources than in the wild. That makes sense. Range attack deal more damage when you are dangerously wounded. Thanks, man. Thanks, game. What is this? Health potions provide more healing. Yeah, okay. Guess I'll get this one. This is going to be super helpful to get. Okay, those are all of our upgrades for this area. Camp nowhere here. Talk to some lady at an Oseram camp. Yeah, there's definitely a lack of cauldrons in this game, which, again, a little bit on the upsetting side. I am definitely going to be tired tonight.
Gaia said this is where I'd find Poseidon, but the ruins out here are exposed to the elements. And a lot of them are buried in the sand. So maybe Poseidon is underground. If that's true, I might be able to find a way down through one of these structures. Good use of this.
Find a way underground. So we went through deserts, mountains, and like forest area. I don't believe there's that much. I mean, there might be this much diverse stuff in this game. Unknown settlement, unknown. I feel like the unknown settlement is probably a good starting point. Should be this way, I think.
Water's pouring out of the building. Poseidon's doing? I better check it out.
Tower of Tears. We got a bunch of water in this place.
Camping gear. Looks like there's something behind the tent.
I almost had him. I was so close. To drowning, maybe. Not to the embers. Morlun, it's over.
Have we met this guy before?
For me, it's not. Then you're going to die alone, because we're not sticking around to fish out the corpse. We're through.
And so the visionary's fate hung in the balance. Would he choose life or succumb to deadly delusion?
Hello. So, there's an ancient city under the sand, but it's flooded.
Suddenly a Nora spear maiden appeared.
Yeah, okay, well, you're not typical Delvers. That's for sure. Someone's been through here. What's this?
I call it a diving bubble. This is the Mark I. The Mark II was better, but it got stuck halfway down. Air tube snagged.
You went down in that.
Yeah, I hardly expect a layperson to understand.
Because that's pretty smart.
I'm sorry. May I remind you, you got stuck inside and nearly drowned.
It'd have to be portable, though. Machine kneecap, maybe?
Well, you'd need a filter.
Synthetic membrane would do it.
Bruh.
Close to a
Compressed air capsule, hammer and tongs.
What is this? What is happening here? What? Get over here. She's a stranger.
You got a name?
Aloy.
Moreland. Not a stranger anymore.
You're a damn fool.
Come on. I got the original schematics over here.
Oh.
Bruh. This is comedy right here.
Hold on. Just a couple of questions first.
Fair enough. Partner?
Partner?
Don't mind him.
Why
What's
are
so
you guys
important
even
down there
doing
that you'd
this?
risk your life.
Well,
Moreland, I'm not interested in salvage, okay? Whatever you find below is yours.
well, all right. Then what if I told you we were delving for the most spectacular treasures ever scribed by man or maid?
I'd say get to the point.
No nonsense. I like it. Behold, an ember.
Looks like a piece of junk.
Well, now, yes, but with a proper spark. These magnificent creations of the old ones paint mesmerizing pictures in the air, and the ruins below us are full of them. A feast for the eyes beyond description. Just as my old Gramps promised me.
They're a bunch of drones. For light shows. That's what I am assuming this is. That's crazy.
These embers project images?
Paintings of light. It's amazing stuff. This one showed the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
Or a
beckoning them
hologram.
all to a buffet of lobster and succulent beefs. I must have watched it about 100 times as a child in my old Gramps workshop.
What happened to it?
Over time, they die out. I cried the day that this one's light faltered. But there are many more below, as you'll see if you get down there like I did and my old Gramps before me.
How did your grandfather discover these embers?
He was here 40 odd years ago. He was one of the first to lead a delving party into the West. He discovered the ancient city around us, plumbed the depths of this very structure. He found the hollow underneath and the glowing embers all about. Took as many as he could and brought them home. He always wanted to come back and get more, but, well, he never scraped up the shards. What he really wanted to do was use the embers to put on a show, one unlike the world has ever seen.
Sounds like quite a guy.
He was a true delver and a true showman, and I miss him. But I will do him proud. I will gather the embers and put on a spectacle that would have amazed even him. With your help, of course.
This dude wants to put on a hologram show. We have a hologram back at the base, my guy.
So what exactly happened down there?
It was a delve like no other. A chance to follow my old Gramps' footsteps. Beneath this structure here is an enormous hollow, a dome protected from the sands. We built this elevator here to ensure easy egress and exit. It's quite a contraption, actually, and not so easy to...
Right. Again. What happened?
At the bottom, we beheld the treasure my Gramps first discovered. Painted images in the air of every description. Dancing women, games and coins and promises of jackpots. I don't know what that is, but it's gotta be good. But then...
We're in Las Vegas.
The images turned nautical. Waves went through them, even fish. like a strange underwater dream.
Poseidon's dream.
Yes. Well, suddenly there was this terrible rushing sound, and then an explosion of water erupted from the floor.
Poseidon's dream. That's crazy, because isn't Poseidon a Greek god of water or something like that? I might be thinking of someone else, maybe. But then there's the fact that it's in the middle of a desert, bro. Like, what? I don't know, it's just so random. I kind of dig it, though.
It was a raging flood unlike anything I've seen. We ran like forge fire and barely made it up the elevator as a wave just crashed beneath us. Shaken, but not stirred, I built the diving bubbles Mark 1 and Mark 2. I tried the descent in each, but I nearly drowned both times. Abaddon's beside himself. He thinks I'm insane. But I can't give up now. I've come too far. And the embers are just barely within my reach.
Well, maybe I can help.
Yeah. Maybe you can.
You guys don't seem like average delvers.
We're not really delvers at all. We're showmen.
Like, performers?
You're Nora, and thus unfamiliar with the arts. We stage spectacles all around the claim. Stemmer tells stories, which I augment with all manner of sounds and fireworks, and Abaddon, he, well...
Complains?
He handles the money, which amounts to about the same thing. When we delve, it's to find gear for my theatrics. Which makes this delve the most important one of all.
Kind of a cool little crew they got going on.
How deep is it? Can't I just swim down?
Only if you have gills. You can stack 50 kegs in that shaft.
Leave it to the Oseram to measure something in kegs.
Depths. I'd say it's apt.
Apt or not, sounds too deep to hold my breath.
Hence, our new invention.
I'd better get after those parts.
There's a fully intact compressed air capsule in the Mark II, but like I said, it's stuck in the shaft.
If you made it back up alive, I should be able to swim down that far.
All right. As for the other parts, Stemmer scouted a herd due south of here that should have what we need.
I'm on it.
Great. I'll come back when you get the gear. Good hunting.
Alrighty, so I have to swim down to get an air capsule. Guess we will head on down. Just gonna swim on back up.
We were finally going to get away from this place.
Got the compressed air capsule.
Good thing that Aloy showed
Now,
up.
to get all the machine parts.
We'll see.
The longer their sojourn in the desert, the crustier
According to
the
Moreland,
shard counters
it
move.
should be south of here.
These guys. Go to machine. What machines are we looking for? Sea of Sands. Go to the machine herd. It didn't really tell me what I need to, what kind of machines they are. But
Cyclops. If I can get its data, I can reconnect it with the dome back at the base. But how to get up there?
what? Unidentified signal recording drone. Part of Cyclops network connected to Regional control center offline. I see, I see. We can do that at some point. For now, I'm going to take on some more machines, so we should be able to...
Well, this is where Moreland said the herd would be. They must have moved on. I need to pick up their trail. Better look for tracks. There. Tracks should lead me to the herd.
The desert area is actually kind of cool. They didn't really have any I mean, they kind of had a little bit of a desert in the like Oseram area in the first game, but this is like a proper desert, dude.
There's the herd. I should have the parts I need.
Okay.
More machines?
What do you mean?
Oh, the storm swept up a sand spiral. Great.
That is very, very lame. I think retreating could be a smart idea right now. Just a thought, just a thought. Any sort of medicinal. Actually, yeah. I was thinking maybe saving the game would heal me, but I don't think that's how that would work. Gather desert spikes. Here's some herbs.
Okay. The herd. Now's my chance. I'll take this.
I should have overridden this thing. Oh well. You don't see me, you don't see me, you do not see me. Sweet. Okay. Okay, got that dude out of the way. I think my controller was bugging out a little bit. My controller's dead. I don't know how to play this game on mouse and keyboard. Let me just see if I have a strong feeling this is gonna end badly. We're gonna heal up. Okay, can this thing stop chucking ice balls at me, dude? Okay, actually hit the mark, please. Okay, got that done. Not entirely too sure what's wrong with this dude, but I will take it. Okay. Controller crisis averted. For right now, I guess.
One synthetic membrane. I should have all the parts to build this thing now. When I get back to Morland.
Okay, there's campfire this way. It says I can't call a mountain in this area, which I kind of find hard to believe. The only reason why I would assume I can't is because of the storm right now, but I really have no idea.
I'm not giving up.
Am kinda tempted to try and climb up this. Well, we definitely were able to successfully climb up here. What? What? Red thorn peppers. So I'm meant to grab this thing? Is that... What?
Going down. Falling gently.
I meant to loot the drone, not press square. I thought I was falling. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was falling. We're gonna try it one more time. Once more, and if I don't get it this time, then I'll leave it. Parkour. Parkour. Alright. Okay, Aloy, can you, maybe standing here. I mean, when they put their arm out, that means they're gonna jump to that item, or to that, like, area. So I guess we have to wait for the stupid drone to fly around again. But we'll get it this time. Hopefully. Oh man, dude, I'm tired. I still planned on streaming for at least like another hour. At least another hour. I know I have stuff going on at noon, so I have to be there. I have to be done before then, because I have to be at the place at noon. But yeah. Drone should be parking right up here. I'm gonna jump to it. We're bringing this thing down, I guess.
There. Now I can reconnect it with the dome back at the base.
Turn survey module to the base. This way.
What can I do for you, partner?
I've got everything I need to build
the incredible diving mask.
I think diving mask is enough.
I won't quibble. The workbench is all yours.
One water bottle down. And one soda can down.
Get away from this place.
Special gear. Diving mask. This looks like... Oh, what is that one thing? Not MacGyver. Is it MacGyver? No. The one with... I think... Not Hacksaw... There was, or Hacksmith, not Hacksmith. It was a different YouTube channel. The dude that made the Venom thing with the metallic liquid. He made something similar where it was like air cans attached to like almost like a muzzle or muzzle? Is it a muzzle? I don't know. And basically allowed him to breathe underwater, but it was so compact, it literally fit in your pocket. And all you had to do is just like put the couple canisters together, and then you were able to breathe underwater, and you could just have this thing in your pocket. And I think it allowed for a couple different breaths, I think, underwater. Like, it wasn't like a full like air tank, right? But it was something where you could, you know, take a couple breaths of air under the water. So that, I don't know, that's what this thing reminds me of, except if it was, instead of the canisters, it would be used out of almost like, those look like inflatable things, like inflatable air pouches, I guess. I don't know exactly, but still pretty cool. Still pretty cool.
Whoa, there's a marvel. If it works, you'll let me try it? I want to get down there and get those embers.
Assuming I don't drown.
So what are you really looking for down there?
It's hard to explain. Something that caused a malfunction in the apparatus that controls the old city. I think it started the flood.
Well, I thought we started the flood. Like we sprung a trap. I don't know how we were detected. Like I said, the dancing lights around us changed, turned to sea life. There was this flash of red, and the roar of water surging in.
Wait, a flash of red?
A red light from a spot near the grate on the floor where the water burst through. It was like a beacon.
Or a warning. Thanks. That might help.
I hope it does. And good luck down there.
Okay, time to see if this thing works.
You see, you could definitely test it by just putting your face under the water, but no, you gotta fully dive in if you're gonna be using it, I guess.
So far, so good. I can actually breathe down here.
So we could just infinitely breathe underwater now?
Diving mask seems to be holding up. I've never been able to swim this deep before.
Actually, can we even see the diving? Yeah, we can. That's kind of cool. Man, dude, so now we're able to... I have died from drowning in this game. But now we're able to, like, just full send it, you know? Dude, this whole place...
Nautical lights. That must be Poseidon's doing.
You got a dragon up in here? It says tap it to swim faster.
Looks like a way out. Poseidon's down here somewhere. Gotta find where it's hiding.
Just have a random truck in the middle. Square to go down. Totally forgot what button it was to swim further down.
There's no way to find that thing underwater. I'll have to be careful.
Dude, this area must be such a hazard level. They got not only machines.
And all of it's encased in a dome.
Bro, underwater boss fight? No way, dude. I was gonna say Loch Ness. That's what that thing reminds me of, like Nessie. My bow definitely doesn't, like, I can't use my bow. I can't melee. I can craft stuff down here yet. I guess that's cool. Not really a fan of like just the purple flash, but find nearby hiding spots. So underwater enemy. What? Medicinal berries. This is more like a stealth mission, I guess, because we have to avoid things. Stealth kelp will keep you hidden in water. Okay. Taste of the high life. I like reading this. So just a few more days, okay? They say if you want to take a gamble, you can come to Vegas. Maybe tomorrow our number comes up. Maybe. Gambling addiction is bad. Tracker burrower. I am able to override this thing, but I don't know if I can override it underwater. So it's kind of like sonar in a way. Not really, because I'm just scanning stuff, but the sound it makes while we're underwater reminds me of sonar. Come on. Why tell me that there's medicinal herbs there when I can't even pick it up? Yeah, those dudes trying to get down here, they would have been cooked, man.
green shine for later.
I still haven't figured out what green cluster is even used for. I know it's for upgrading materials, but... Bro, this place looks crazy. Right, that's the whole reason I came down here, is to find this one thing. And here I am just swimming about like it's nothing. What is this guy? Oh, is this the alligator? Snapmaw. I do remember the alligators from the first game. Those guys were fun to take on. They were interesting. I remember there was like a specific way you had to, or like a good way, a specific good way to take it on. That is a giant astronaut, dude. That is kinda crazy. Ooh. Find the red light. They said the red light was somewhere by the start of like this area, I guess. Or oh, it's still in here somewhere. A little bit of looting. Oh, I see the red light. But can I get over there? Or at least I think that's a red light. Is that the red? Okay, hold up, hold up. All I had to do was swim away a little bit. But I think I know where I'm supposed to go now. They're probably wondering, like, is she even, like, is she alive?
Critical flooding detected. Automatic drainage controls offline. To execute an emergency purge, manual reset of primary and secondary pump nodes is required. The purge can then be triggered at the pump maintenance station.
If I do this purge and drain all the water, I can fight that big machine on dry ground. Looks like I have to reset a couple of pump nodes first. According to the map, there should be an access point for the first node south of here.
First node south of here. Man, this is cool. I was not expecting. Was not expecting like a full-blown.
Here's the access point. Should lead me to the pump node.
They don't see me. They don't see me.
There must be a whole network of these tunnels down here. Water lines for an entire city.
Ew, we're swimming in the sewer system now or something like that. Dude, this area is like honestly super cool.
I can't reach the ledge from here. Maybe there's something I can climb to get out.
What do you mean you can't reach the edge? That's basically how high a diving board is. You could just like swim kick your way up, grab it, and then pull yourself out.
I feel all my aches easing in this warm water.
Warm water. How do I get out of here? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to go. I see, I see.
The primer node shut down now. I think the last time I was down here was...
Stanley Chen. What did he do here?
The primer node shut down now. I think the last time I was down here was during the Lumiogran incident. A malfunction led to an overflow of detergent in the pipes. Suds rose from every fountain. As we frantically tried to fix it, I looked up and saw everyone in the lobby chasing bubbles the size of basketballs. Young and old alike. Another magical moment in the impossible city.
Stanley Chen. What did he do here?
Ah, that looks familiar. Okay. I'll head over here. And open this valve.
There. One node down. Better swim back up and find the access point for the second node.
Ah yes, explosions in a cave. Seems pretty legit. We keep getting ancient metal eyes. So, I love the fact that we're able to swim in everything like this.
Should be on the other side of the dome.
Love that we're able to swim in everything, but I feel like we swim so slowly. I mean, it makes complete sense. This is probably very accurate for how a normal person would be able to swim. But like...
Another access point. Should get me to the second node.
This area is fine. Dune Hollow. That works. No idea if that was how I'm supposed to get out of here or not, but that works. It's another audio
Just shut
thing.
down the secondary node. No more water for the fountains. No more shows. I would live to appreciate them anyway. I'll never forget the city's grand reopening. The fountains had been bone dry for years. No one believed they'd ever return. So, as the first bloom arced up in the dome, the music swelling, my heart soared right along with it. The city gave me a second chance once. Now I'd had one too.
The domes, the water. He was responsible for all of it.
I want to grab the...
I won't budge. Maybe that debris is weighing it down.
Oh, this debris? Yeah, I should probably ignite this.
Let's see if that helped. Okay, I've taken care of both nodes. Now I just need to activate the emergency purge at the maintenance station.
Time to swim back. But before we swim back, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. Alright. My controller is still kinda on the dead side.
According to the map, the maintenance stations should be at the south end of the dome.
You can just swim right over top of that snap maw.
There's a red light in that tower. Just like at the console I found earlier. That might be the maintenance station. But how to get in? Just a fish, okay?
I'm getting through the top? Doesn't seem like it. Dune Hollow.
It looks like part of this building collapsed. There might be a way in. Okay, let's see where this leads. I think I'm in the maintenance station now. I just gotta find a console to activate the emergency purge.
Yeah, this water is kind of annoying to swim around in. I can pry open this door real quick. My question is, how are we getting air? Like, yeah, we made this breathing mask, but that should only be able to hold a certain amount of air, you know? How are we just able to infinitely swim underwater? Medicinal berries beyond the... We're definitely gathering quite a bit of medicine.
This looks promising. There should be a console in here. There. Time to dry this place out.
We are definitely gonna need to hold on to something. Or not.
That did it! Okay. Now I can deal with that machine guarding the door on the other end of the dome. And once I get past it, I can get to what's waiting on the other side of the door. Poseidon. At least the purge didn't get rid of all of the water.
be fair, there was a lot of water in here.
Purge left these machines behind. Could sneak by them. Deal with the big one first.
Wonder where did all the seagrass go? The original.
Okay. Poseidon is through there. But where did that machine go?
Aloy! It's a miracle!
Was this you? Did you lower the waters?
Yeah, but there's a new problem. That thing's in our way.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to get the embers with that around.
As the scrappy band of adventurers beheld the beast, they knew what they had to do.
What? Are you crazy? Hush now. She saved our Delph.
Okay then. Stay up here and start firing when I engage.
They're firing with what? Do they even have any weapons? The heck?
Get to that overhead.
Tried Reaper. Has a couple weak spots. Detachable. Explosive. Ability removal. Purge water pouch. I like the fact that you can actually like go in and check all these things while you're like destroyed when killed. I see, I see. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. We just phased right through the dude. I wonder if it's possible to like break the disc off its back.
Much better.
About halfway done. I was dumb. I tried to alt and see if it would like let me do another strike on it, but oh well. Sweet. To modify weapons and outfits. Ooh.
Hot as an Oseram forge, as Erend would say.
Find Poseidon. What about these guys? Where did they? Oh, they were up top. Okay.
You guys all right?
More than all right. We did it! All the embers we could ever want, and it's all thanks to you.
The one merchant dude is a little shifty.
But maybe we can just, you know, grab what we came here for and get out before any more of those things decide to show up.
Now, shard counter. Nothing wrong with a little reveling. Though we should probably let our flame-haired friend get going. I believe she has business down here, does she not?
Right, of course. You need any help?
I can handle it from here.
Very well. Well, we'll start taking some of the embers upstairs. Holler if you need us.
Thanks.
Sounds good. I don't know. That one guy, the one merchant dude, he kind of throws me off sometimes. He was like trying to walk away during like the fight. Like he's telling him he wants to leave. Like, I don't know, man. It's a bit wacky. Now the real question is, how about...
Sun should be somewhere beyond this door. Time to bring it home.
Oh, wait. I see.
Sounds to my stash. Okay. Poseidon should be hiding in some kind of processor. I need to find a console to gain access to it. There. I should be able to use that console.
I can't do it. I can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades. if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot. But maybe someday, against all odds, someone will find this place again. Marvel at its lights and wonders. Discover fortune and boundless opportunity. Make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, anything's possible.
He was right.
Hidden in the AC code, someone must have inserted it via a thermostatic interface. Pretty funny, actually. You know that holo ad for the Craveman. I don't know. Either way, getting what we came for.
Poseidon. To Gaia. Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
Okay. Gotta bring this back to Gaia.
System reboot initiated.
Looks like taking Poseidon triggered a restart of the city's power system. The London crew must have headed back up top. Probably in those they could carry it, but
Crazy. We head over this way. I think. I would assume. This place looks crazy, man. So we can just walk around Vegas now?
It started right here, more than 30 years ago. Back when this casino was still called the Temple. One big bet turned my fate around. But now, fate's dealt this cruelest hand ever to everyone. I have to turn the lights out one final time. And the waters of my adopted home will at last run dry. Well, if a dream has to die, at least I can say goodbye first.
another recording from Stanley Chen.
Las Vegas, May 4th, 2060. 20 years ago this week, Stanley Chain broke ground on one of the most ambitious construction projects in American history, even though many Americans didn't want him there, as he struck his spade into the burnt soil. CEO put his boiling hotbed, $88,000 to his name. 3.2 million, even to rejuvenate his dreams. Devastation. Leaving his fortune to fate, he went in the casino floor and placed all 88,000 on a roulette wheel. Number 8. It hit. The resulting 37-to-1 payout netted him nearly $3.1 million. Bro, what? That is crazy. He didn't even bet it on, like, you can bet on either red or black. He didn't even bet it on that. He bet it on a specific single number, man. This dude's got some crazy luck stats, I guess. My controller unplugged. So what'd he do with it? 5 years of incredible success. He had turned 3.2 million into 200 billion. Selling water filtration technology that data corrupted. Crazy, man. Not this way. Gotta head over to...
An elevator. Morlun must have built this before the place flooded. Might still work. Be nice not to have to climb back up.
But we could climb back up if we really wanted to. But nah.
Whatever she did, it must have powered up the whole city.
Oh, this is our stash. Okay.
Eagle?
Dang.
Oh, show my old Gramps always wanted.
There's another.
Those things have got speakers on them? The heck?
His old Gramps' legacy ensured. Our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw the Embers as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Well, did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And now I have to move on.
Oh. Well, come back when you can. I got big plans for this place.
I thought you wanted to put on shows with the Embers back in the claim.
Oh, no. This is the show. Oh, can you imagine? Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of shards to be had there for certain.
Bro's a gambler.
I hope you make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
This delve is a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
If Moreland and crew's gonna stay, maybe I should come back and check on them later. For now, I need to get Poseidon back to Gaia. But I might want to find that Oseram camp first. See if Talana made it. And with my new diving mask, I can swim as deep as I need to. Like at those deep water sites I found earlier.
Yeah, that I drowned in. Dang, dude. It's just a random place on the map we can go now. Except so the buildings, the lights. Obviously, like, some of these buildings are like halfway done. What are you doing, bro? K-Black02, welcome to the Twitch stream. How's streaming been for me? It has been interesting, I'll give it that. It is quite fun, to be honest. Very much so, kind of different. I used to usually only make just like videos, like YouTube videos and whatnot. But I started streaming and it's just a little bit, it's a lot more convenient because I don't have to go and sit through hours of video editing on top of whatever I might record. But I still do. I was editing some videos yesterday, and so I am going to fast travel. I was editing some videos yesterday, and it was like, I don't know, it felt not like my normal editing, if that makes sense. It felt a little bit smoother, like, I don't know how to describe it, but either way, we're gonna manually save this game. When did you start streaming? Today I started streaming at, it was like 9 or something like that. It was like 3.5 hours ago or so. And, I think I picked up streaming. It's been a couple months, I think. I think it's been a couple months, but I started my YouTube channel, like, I think 3 years ago? But I only recently, like, it's been like a year that I've been consistently posting on it. So.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Bro's still jamming out. Oh man. I think I'm gonna drop this off and then it's probably where I'm gonna call it for day, I'm thinking.
Welcome back, Aloy. I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Bada bam. Some Poseidon can alter water or something like that? I don't know exactly.
Can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay.
Drain Las Vegas and recover Poseidon.
I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Let's go. We reached level 20 as well. What are some challenges you faced while streaming? A lot of people trying to sell me stuff.
Hey, Gaia.
I'll be honest.
So I see what is on your mind.
We will check about our progress.
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know.
Someone more helpful?
I guess.
That's crazy. I mean, you're not wrong.
Less pessimistic.
It is true, she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
How's Kotallo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have discussed a potential solution with him.
Prosthetic.
I believe he will want to fill you in on the details.
A solution? I'll check in with him when I can then.
We'll get this dude a prosthetic. I swear, man. I called it from last stream.
How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
No.
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
Oh. I'm trying to picture Varl as a vegetarian because he's a Nora. So, you know, just based off of how we've seen Nora and like all those other tribes and stuff interact and whatnot. I don't know. That's kind of funny though. I'm trying to picture him as one. Someone who doesn't eat meat. I mean, anyone can, you know, participate in that kind of lifestyle, but just picking people from certain tribes and certain, like, I don't know. It's just interesting to think about.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus after an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess. So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend?
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia. So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time.
That would have been quite a sight.
It may still be possible to view some of them, should you find and reconnect the cameras to this room's console.
I'll keep a lookout.
Gotta hook up some cameras and whatnot.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
There's a lot of stuff.
When we
There's a
were
lot
at
of
the facility
dialogue
where we found
here.
Rita, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising. So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
There's so many dialogue bits and
Beta
pieces
believes
here.
the Zeniths want to use the
I meant to
terraforming
press
system
back.
to wipe out life on Earth. Start over, so they can build it how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. Their own personal playground.
Crazy. Do we want to go through all this stuff? I mean, we're almost there.
So the
We're
Zeniths
about
are
halfway.
the same people who left Earth. Physically immortal. How'd they figure it out?
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise. Given enough time, technology, and resources, any challenge can be overcome.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, no. My personal database is limited to those who worked on Zero Dawn. Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive about their members. Only one, Oswald Dalgard, was ever publicly known.
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
What we can conclude from your and Beta's experiences is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit of their goal. To protect life on Earth, they must be stopped.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development of Zero Dawn.
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith, but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the systems designed through him, despite his failure.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seem
Did we go through this
indestructible, but
already?
that weapon the rebels used stripped their shields somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. While we lack the anti-shielding weapon, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
And this one is... Oh, man. I guess we'll ask about these guys.
The superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
Well, that's a relief. Be nice not to have to fight my way through a storm anymore.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there.
That is true. We're dealing with a lot of aircrafts and whatnot.
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes. Many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified. As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline. According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can.
What is red algae? I don't know. I don't think I've ran into it.
So Poseidon spent the last 20 years hiding out in Las Vegas. From the data I found, it seems the city had an advanced water reclamation system. Is that why Poseidon went there?
Most likely. In an effort to protect itself, Poseidon sought out a safe harbor where it could access water supply functions. There, buried and encased in a protective dome, it could guard against any threats.
Like 3 Oseram showmen?
I suspect that was not the first time it felt the need to repel trespassers.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Faro, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and
all 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or do you still need them?
Empowering, attaining.
I guess our but will.
Correct.
We already went through that one. And then... So let's ask about this.
Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up.
Okay. I guess since we went through everything else, I'll ask the last question.
You'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines. Attack the Zeniths and take them out.
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered with the capacities of Hephaestus, I could design, build, and command such an army. Given the nature of the far Zenith threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using such technology to kill, no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good. It means you have a conscience.
Indeed.
I'll be off.
Farewell, for now.
Alrighty. That was a lot of dialogue. That was a lot of freaking dialogue. Return to survey dome room. Model beta. Yeah. I think this is where I'm going to stop for
See what Beta and Varl are up to first. It sounded important.
Oh, come on.
I don't think that door had power before, but looks like it's malfunctioning.
Can I save the game? It's not letting me leave to save the game.
Hi.
Unknown man.
Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough.
And then?
One day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me. In a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed
Weird
me
question. Did you
paintings,
either move your
books, media
desk
files.
or flip your camera? I flipped the camera
There in
to make it
secret
go on the
many
left side.
times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
Oh, it's gonna make me go through all this stupid dialogue. I just want to save the game so I can. With the Baja Blast display moved. Yeah, no. So I didn't move anything. All I did was. So like, if I go over here, you're used to seeing it like this, but because I have my camera over on the left side, I just did one of these. So yeah. Nothing's moved. I just flipped the camera.
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
There's so much dialogue in this game, man.
I like to talk about her paintings.
I'm sitting here for like 40
About
minutes just
herself? Did she
answering
ever
dialogue questions.
talk
I
about
want
her
to.
life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect.
What's up with their neck?
Is there anything else about
You see
her
those
that we might be able
lines?
to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
The necklace? Or...
So this secret virtual space looked like a
Have you
house with an
Baja
ocean view.
display?
I could see white caps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. That didn't interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis. Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use? No. Any information about them was redacted.
Unfortunate. But at least she was able to watch some shows and whatnot.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't, okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is.
When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them. Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
She's a bit unstable. That's my conclusion.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
Crazy. Alrighty. And with that, I'm gonna save the game and we are going to call it there. And then next time around, we're gonna come back in here and talk to all these numbskulls. So much dialogue, man. I wanna experience all the dialogues, but I also don't wanna like sit here for an hour just listening to people talking.
Down to my bones.
Like, come on, man. I should have went to the other campfire, but oh well. This will do. Save the game. 19 hours in. We got 4 skill points. I'll do that next time. For now, we're gonna quit. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. We had KBlack02 over on Twitch. They also dropped a follow. So thank you for that. Over on YouTube, we had GG Gamer, Cherry Gotcha, and Shambles. Hope you have a good one. I think I'm gonna try and get a little bit of rest before I head over and do some meal prep and stuff with the fam. And I have work, and it's my Friday, or at least kind of. I have off tomorrow, so expect a long stream of just us playing a bunch of random games. Probably not going to be as story-based as this stream, but we'll probably be playing a whole mix of games, so like Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, you all already know how it goes. But yeah, thank you everyone who swung by. Tuesday depends on how long we stream for on Monday, so depends on how long we stream for tomorrow, but we will see. Yeah, if there's a stream then, but then on Wednesday I also have off, so that's chat picks game streams. So yeah, got a couple games lined up already for that, but otherwise should be just a fun time. Hope you all enjoyed and have a wonderful rest of your night or day or evening or whatever time it is. And yeah, stay positive everyone. See ya. Bye. Thank you again for hanging out, everyone.